Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the topic statements and expressions. We are writing a C program to exchange the values of two variables with and without using the third event. Okay, so here the objective is swapping of two values. Okay, so we are having value x is 10 and y equal to 20 means then we are swapping those values as x equal to 20 and y equal to 10 as like that. Okay, so we can achieve that swapping process in two different ways. One is by using a third variable, and another one way is without using the third variable. Okay, so exchanging values with the third variables here, the algorithm is starting the program as usual and declaring three variables. So variables are obviously x equal to 10 and y equal to 20 as such, and the third variable would be the variable for storing the values in a temporary manner. Okay, so we are going to store the values of either A or B in that temporary variable. So based on our interest. Okay, so initially we are assigning the value of the first variable to the temporary variable and the value of the second variable to the first variable and the temporary variable to the second variable. This is the concept behind this. Okay, once again I repeat, we are assigning the first variable value of the first variable to the temporary variable and the second variable to the first variable and the temporary variable value to the second variable. Okay, so this is the method for exchanging the values of two variables using a third variable. Okay, here the program will give you some more clear picture about the swapping process, such as we are including a header file and it is a main function defining a main function. Inside the main function, we are declaring two variables A, B. It is for holding the values either 10 or 5, whatever it may be, and one temp variable. So it is a temporary variable. All these of type integer. So using scanf statement, we are reading the values of two variables. Okay, since it is an integer value, so here the format specifier denoted as percentage %d and the variables are as per the logic of our syntax of the scanf statement, those variables are denoted with the address operators. Okay, then swapping process here temporal variable temp is assigned with A, then A is assigned with B, then B is assigned with the value of temp. Okay, so by the way, the values of A and B is getting swapped. Okay, so after swapping, we are printing the values of A and B by including the new line character for achieving the result in a new line. So after computation of completion of this particular computation, then we are just giving a written statement. This is nothing but we are not returning anything to the main function, but we have defined it as an integer type so that it is given as return 0. Okay, so that's all. Here we have swapped the value of two variables A and B by using one temporary variable called temp. Okay, the next one. You are able to see the output here. We are reading the values A that is assigned as 30 and B assigned as 44. After swapping A equal to 44 and B becomes 33. Okay, so this is what the case. The second way of exchanging the values of two variables is by using a third variable. Okay, so here the algorithm begins that initiating the program and reading the values of two variables. So in our previous program, we have read the three variables. So we have declared three integer. Here we are using only two variables since we don't want any third variable for swapping. So one is holding the first value, another one variable is for holding the second value. So by using this particular formula, that is x equal to x minus y equal to x minus y, and x equal to x minus y, we are able to swap the values of those variables x and y. Okay, and once after swapping the values, we are able to see the difference of x and y now by printing the values of x and y. So this is the way we are able to achieve the swapping of two values without using a third variable. Okay, so look into the program. We are declaring two variables as x equal to 10 to and assigning the value 10 and 20 for both x and y. And before swapping, we are printing the value, then we are applying the swapping logic here. That is x equal to x plus y equal to x minus y, and x equal to x minus y as such. Then after swapping, again we are printing the result of those two variables. Okay, so this is the way you are all able to swap the values of two variables with and without using the third variable. Okay, so that's all. Then we are, this is a result for the swapping process. Okay, you are all able to see the difference here. So second B, that is the second next program of this particular exercise is calculating the distance between two points. Okay, so obviously the objective of this particular program is identifying or finding the distance between two points. You imagine that you are having a line. Okay, one line you are having. So for that particular line, there will be one starting point and also one end point. Okay, so the starting point can be denoted by a coordinate xn, x1, comma y1, and the end point can be denoted by a coordinate x2, comma y2. So now we are calculating the distance between those two points x1, y1, and x2, y2. Obviously, the mathematical logic says that we can achieve the distance between two points by a formula square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, so here the SQRT denotes that square root function. So it is a built-in mathematical function. This particular function can be invoked from the math.h header file. Okay, then the x2 minus x1 whole square is denoted as x2 minus x1 into x2 minus x1. Similarly, y2 minus y1 whole square is denoted here as y2 minus y1 into y2 minus y1. Okay, so that's all very simple logic only. Mathematical formula we have for calculating the distance between two points is, once again I repeat, as square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. That's all. Just we are printing the distance between those two points. Okay, so the distance coordinates what you are considering here can be either an integer variable or it may be a float variable. Okay, so let us look into the example program here. So here I am defining those two coordinates as x1, y1, x2, y2 of data type float. Okay, so here the coordinates are x and y1, x2, y2 with the data type as float, and another one important variable that is for storing the result of the computation, that is called as the, that is denoted here as distance. So initially we are reading the two coordinates x1, y1 and also the x2, y2 by using the scanf statement. Next we are calculating the distance as distance equal to square of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, as denoted here as SQRT, x2 minus x1 into x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 into y2 minus y1. So now the computed value is printed or displayed as print using a printf statement, that is distance between the first coordinate and the distance between the second coordinate, and the respective variable is given here. Okay, so here the point 2 represents the precision value after the decimal point. Since we are using the floating variable, the float data type, the precision value is important. If it is given here as per the number of digits given, there will be the number of digits after the decimal point. Okay, so we can see the result as here. So we are put value as 43 and 45, and another one coordinate as 66 and 78. The distance between the points 43.00 and 45.00 and 66.00 and 17.0 is calculated as 40.22. Okay, so by the way, able to see the distance between two points. Okay, so this is about the second program, the second B of the exercise number 2. The next program is arithmetic expression. This is very simple program which shows how we are able to implement various arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, addition, modulo division, pre-increment, post-increment, pre-increment, and post-decrement operations in C program. Okay, so the objective of this particular program is to display the result of an arithmetic expression. So the algorithm guides you to read two numbers for manipulating. So next one is we are supposed to apply the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo division, pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, and post-decrement operators. And based on the operator what we are applying, the computation will happen and the results will be printed. So let us go into the program. So here we have a header file called standard input output.h, and inside the main function we are declaring two variables for representing the two values for manipulation. One is a, another one is b, the third one is the result. Okay, so here the values of a and b is read by a scanf statement. So the values can be either as an integer value or it may be a float value. So in this example, the value are taken here or as an integer. Okay, so next we are applying the arithmetic operation as addition. So it is simply denoted by a plus operator, that is result equal to a plus b we can denote. And similarly, the subtraction can be denoted by a minus b, and the multiplication is a star b, and division is a as B. Similarly, modulo division is denoted as A, modulo division is B. So then pre-increment and post-increment can be denoted as the operators plus plus. So here A plus plus denotes the post-increment operation, and plus plus A denotes the pre-increment operation. Okay, plus plus A denotes the pre-increment operation, and similarly the decrement operation also can be performed as A minus minus. This is the post-decrement operation, and minus minus A denotes the pre-decrement operations. Okay, you are all able to see the difference between these two things, what is pre-increment and also the post-increment as